Hey everybody, welcome back to another Message Center update. Today we're going to be talking about Microsoft has renamed 10 Azure Active Directory roles. This is Message Center ID MC235242. This was published initially on the 20th of January this year, 2021, and then it's been updated on February the 9th. So basically what's happening is Microsoft is actually renaming 10 Azure Active Directory roles. And these are going to be, you'll see these updated in your admin center and throughout the organization. So one thing to bear in mind with this is if you're writing code that's actually working with Azure AD roles to find users or provide some kind of services, really important that you don't use the display names on any of these roles. What you should be using is the template IDs for the Azure AD built-in roles, and then that will ensure that if Microsoft makes these kind of changes in the future, your code is not going to break. So let's have a quick look. I'm just going to read through what the new names are going to be. So we're now going to see these 10 updated Azure AD names in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. It's going to be the Azure AD portal and also in the Microsoft Graph API. So what we're going to see is a role name in the MS Graph API, a CRM Service Administrator. The role name in Azure Portal will be Dynamics 365 Administrator, and the proposed new role name in Microsoft 365 Admin Center, Azure Portal and API will be aligned to the Dynamics 365 Administrator. There's some caps changes as well from the Azure Portal, so it's not exactly the same as it is. The next one's going to be the Company Administrator from the MS Graph API is known as the Global Administrator with a lowercase a in the Azure Portal, and there along both services or all services that's going to be known as Global Administrator with camel case, so capital G, capital A. The next one's going to be the Exchange Service Administrator. That's the MS Graph API name of it. The role name in the Azure Portal for that one is the Exchange Administrator, and that's going to be aligned to be called the Exchange Administrator across all those services. Next one in the Graph API is known as the Intune Service Administrator, and the role name in the Azure Portal is Intune Administrator, and that's going to be aligned across all services to be Intune Administrator, again with camel case. So next one we have is in the Graph API known as the Link Service Administrator, so quite an old name reference there. That's going to, in the Azure Portal, that's currently known as the Skype for Business Administrator, and the new aligned name across all services is going to be Skype for Business Administrator. Next one we have is the Power BI Service Administrator. The name in the MS Graph API, in the role name in the Azure Portal is SharePoint Administrator. Power BI Administrator, and the aligned name across all services is going to be Power BI Administrator. The next one in the Graph API is the SharePoint Service Administrator. In the Azure Portal, that's currently known as the SharePoint Administrator, and all services are going to be aligned to be SharePoint Administrator for that one. The next one we have is in the MS Graph API, we have a role known as the Teams Service Administrator. The role name in the Azure Portal is also the Teams Service Administrator, and the new role name aligned across all services will be the Teams Administrator. Next one, in the Graph API, we have a role with the display name of the User Account Administrator. The role name in the Azure Portal for that one is User Administrator, and the aligned name across all services will be User Administrator. And finally, the last one, in the MS Graph API, we have a Device Administrator. We don't currently have that role available in the Azure Portal. It's not displayed. However, the new name across all services for that one is going to be the Azure AD Joined Device Local Admin role. So, as I mentioned before, the internal name, template ID names of these is not going to change. So if your code is referring to them using those role IDs, that's not going to change. Your code will carry on working. If you are referring to them from the display name, then you're going to need to update any code that is accessing those services. And just for awareness, that's what the display names will be going forward. Quite a major update. Hopefully it doesn't catch anybody out from a code perspective. yeah, hopefully that's useful for everyone. So I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you very much, and goodbye.